Hello, Simon, you're chilling here. Hi.
Hi, good to see you again.
Nice environment for you to use the Googles. We're here in Montreal.
Yeah, it's good to do this in person now.
Yeah. Nice place. So we're talking about virtual device, but we're doing in real life.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we're merging the two together. Yeah,
It's kind of the theme, right? You're actually in the space.
it's bridging the gap.
Yeah.
it's bridging the gap between physical and digital. That's it. Yeah, exactly.
just a 10-hour flight in order to come
Make this happen.
5 hours. Yes. So I guess, we had that theory. Now we want to see.
Yeah, look, I think we should let you try it. I'm just gonna set up the guest mode so you can interact with everything. You're gonna go through the little setup and all of that, and then we can just put you right in there.
Yeah. Well, that's actually my first question, because when I tried it into the Apple Store,
Yeah.
it was super precise, like scanning my face and all.
Right. So you have a good seal and good fit and everything.
Yeah.
This might not be your ideal size, so let's see. Hopefully, it's gonna be okay. But all the tracking is still gonna work fine. Like that's still good. Let's put you right in there.
Yeah. So the fine detail there about the eye tracking, that's why it's needed, or?
It is in order for it to be as comfortable as it can be. So they have
Okay.
different light seals, they have different face cushions.
Yeah.
And they scan your face to get the rough shape of it,
Yeah.
so they can give you the one that is gonna fit you the best.
Okay. Why can I not see your eyes?
Can you not see them? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Oh yeah, a little bit. Really.
It is quite I think in the camera you probably are not able to see it,
Yeah.
just because it's so reflective. The surface is so reflective.
Oh yeah. Maybe the bright, because we are in really bright.
We're in a
environment.
bright room. Yeah, when it's darker, I think
Yeah.
it's you can see it a little better. You can wear it. Okay.
And how do you record what I see?
I'll show you in a moment when you put it on. So you can make it a little
it's fun.
looser. You can tighten it with the wheel on the side a little bit further back
Oh, yeah,
here.
this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now it's good. Do you hear the sound?
I can barely hear the sound. Like there's a little of audio leakage, but
Yeah.
barely.
Because it's almost like a.
Yeah. Like I can hear that you are listening to something, but I wouldn't be able to get the content. And one thing that I found really amazing about it, it works in the darkness. When it's pitch black, it's still able to track your eyes, and it's even still able to track your hands. Like you can still interact with the whole
Yeah.
interface, because it does have LiDAR sensors that it will still be able to perceive all of your movements.
3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Perfect. Okay, so now I'm not able to see what you see, but I have a pretty good memory of what's it like to be in there.
Yeah.
So open the home menu so you can see all the apps.
Yep. They're there.
They're perfect. They're all there, and to the right bottom there's Spatial Reminders. If you wanna open that one.
Oh wow.
So that's gonna launch like the home view. That's what you would open when you start your work, or you wanna get into the zone.
I'm interviewing you. My camera.
Exactly. Yeah. It's always a strange experience when you're in the glasses and someone else is with you, that they are not able to see what you see. I find it strange because you see the screen here. It's probably right here somewhere,
Yeah.
and it feels like I should be able to see that, but I don't. Unfortunately.
That's pretty funny. Yeah.
So you have the home menu, and then on the left side of it, you have the folders. So
Yeah.
you have the home, you have the work folders, all of that. And the magic thing that you can do with spatial computing, any of these folders, you can look at them,
Yeah.
you can pinch and hold, which will activate a drag gesture.
Yeah.
And then you just drag it out and you put it somewhere in the room.
Closer or far away?
Doesn't really matter. You can put it wherever you want. It will open the folder.
Yeah.
and then underneath that there's a little bar to move the window, so you can grab it, put it anywhere you want.
Just next to you.
Exactly. You can put it you can put it next to me, and it's gonna say there for the duration that you are in your zone and you're working with this. So imagine you set up your workspace, and what you do is you pin all the little things that you need to keep track of where they matter to you the most.
Got it. And then
You can drag out single reminders, put them somewhere. What you can also do is you can drag out reminders, put them onto the folder so they get added to the folder. So if you want to really go into a organization mode, you can open the folders in front of you and then just drag and drop the reminders where you need them and organize that way.
got it.
Just like, I think it's a little more fun than with your you can do that on the computer, but it's not as much fun. So
Yeah.
I think this is
Putting stuff in the plans.
exactly.
Did you call your mom?
It's a good thing to have that reminder there. Put it right next to the phone. You will never forget.
How easy it is to edit the dates.
So next to the reminder, there's a little arrow that points downwards. If you press that, it's gonna expand the view, and then you have the option to change the details of it.
Yeah.
I also should mention that the version that you are using right now of the app is one of my internal builds. So there are some features, some things that might not be in the version that is in the App Store right now, just because I'm always trying new things and trying to improve some features, adding new features. So it's a little different.
It's really easy to, because I was testing to change the hour, custom hour,
Yeah.
and it's actually really cool. It can be really precise actually.
And the idea is to make it just as easy as possible for you to quickly jot something down and put it in your system. There's also on the left side of the home menu, there's a little tab bar where you can open the widget section.
Oh yeah, calendar, timeline.
Exactly, and for example, you can open the input field widget just with the expand button right there on the right corner or the top corner, and with that you can use that to place it anywhere you want, and then whenever you think of something, you can just put it in there. You can use voice control, so you don't have to type. You don't need a keyboard or anything. So if you're working on something, you only need an input field, for example, you can do that. You can. I think what this really enables you is to be flexible in the way that you use your software. Where we're usually so used to having one window, and everything you need is in that window, but also so many things that you may not need are in that window as well. And I think this allows you to focus on very specific use cases. And like use the app in a modular way that is flexible and that adapts to you and your workflows.
I'm trying to type something with my eyes. It's actually pretty fast.
You get used to it. Like you can, I think it's a skill that you learn. And I noticed with myself that after a while you get really fast at just looking really quickly, tapping really quickly.
And I guess you can have a keyboard also.
Exactly. You can connect your keyboard and use that. You can connect your mice. You can connect your keyboards, all of that.
So I'm actually setting up a reminder to call you every 3 days.
That is perfect.
Here we go. Reminder created. Nice.
Yeah.
And so that was the input.
I really think that those widgets are a way that is very, very unique to spatial computing. Like I like to think of them as spatial widgets because you can put them wherever you want, and they encompass a very specific use case of the software that you are interacting with. And in the future, I imagine that many apps are going to do that, where maybe you have Instagram and you use one of the profiles that you always want to look at, and you only pin the feed of that person onto your wall. It's like an art gallery almost.
Yeah,
like,
well, you're surrounded by your reminder right now.
Exactly. You're surrounded. You can arrange them however you want, and I think it really shows that there's so much potential to this.
I just have a vision of, having an interview.
Yeah, and having the
then
notes next
all
to
the
it.
reminder that I need to ask you stuff.
Exactly.
But we're aware.
Exactly.
Like, don't forget asking Simon this and that. So I have all the reminder here.
And now think about the technology and the projection of the technology. If we're saying that it's just going to get smaller and smaller, and I think eventually we're going to go get to a form factor that are just glasses.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you saw that, but Meta just showed off their Orion prototype glasses. So they are their first true AR glasses that they're showing to the public. And that's really unique. So that is a blend between regular sunglasses and a headset like this.
Yeah.
You take all the functionality that you can do with a big headset, but you put it in a very small form factor. I'm just curious of how it's going to evolve, and I'm really I think it's the most interesting emerging technology right now.
What is timeline?
So the timeline shows you all the reminders that you need in a neat little timeline where you can scroll through the days.
Yeah.
So that's really to have an overview of what's going to happen in the next few days. Like what?
Yeah. It's pretty fluid. You just.
Yeah, you have like a little a fun interaction where you can just swipe all the way and it just flows. Yeah, yeah.
Nobody have time for that.
Yeah, exactly. Just get it out of sight, out of mind, almost kind of.
And the calendar is big.
The calendar, yeah, regular calendar where you can you see the dates that you have reminders on, so they are marked.
Yeah.
And then you can open the day and you can see them in detail. You can add a reminder. All of that still works.
And you have that sync with the regular reminder app?
Exactly, yeah. If you want to, it's all synced with your Apple Reminders. So you can add something on Apple Reminders and it will show up in the glasses, but also the other way around where you add something in the glasses and it's going to show up on your phone. And it works with all the features. So if you prioritize a reminder in this app, it will also be prioritized in your Apple Reminders. There are certain parts that are challenging to implement with that. Some features, unfortunately, that I would like to implement weren't able with the tools that you're given. For example, syncing the icon, the images you set for a folder, syncing those with Apple Reminders, unfortunately, doesn't work. But what does work and what is really cool, one thing that you can't even do with the Apple Reminders, if you change your color scheme in this app, it will update the color scheme of your Apple Reminders. And here you have just way more options to change colors and all of that. So there's some unique ways where you can customize your Apple Reminders experience, but that wouldn't be possible with the default app that you have.
Intelligent reminder input.
So that's something I consider still being in beta. I'm still working on that.
Yeah.
But the idea is that you put in your reminder natural language. So let's say, let's bring out the trash at 5 p.m. that it will recognize at 5 p.m. And you won't have to put in the date and the time. It will just do that for you. And it does work with simple date input. So if you say something like that, for example, it will recognize that, it will put it in. It does work with recurrency. So if you say, oh, I gotta bring out the trash every Friday, it will recognize every Friday and all of that. In certain cases, it will also recognize the category of reminder that you're putting it in. So if you say buy potatoes, it will know, oh, okay, that's a shopping reminder.
Yeah.
And that's something I want to build out more. And I think there are like so many things that you can do with that. One feature that I'm also actively working on right now is building in an AI feature. So having some kind of AI integration where it maybe can give you an overview of your next few days and just a simple text and things like that. That is something I really want to make sure that it works without relying on any of I don't want to rely on OpenAI or any of the other services, because that would force me to introduce a subscription model to just cover the cost of those services running.
Yeah.
So I'm really trying to get a local model running on those glasses. And I know it's possible. I'm running one already. Now it's just about making that into a product that makes sense. Because
Yeah.
I don't think that you need another chatbot that you can just chat with. I think it should just make your life easier and be able to take action for you. So I wanted to be able to schedule for you, to add new reminders and all of that functionality, which current AI chat systems are sometimes a little limited, where they just display information but not able to modify it for you. And I think that's a really important step there. Ideally, everything you do in the app should be possible to have AI do it.
And you're doing that all by yourself.
Yes, yeah.
That's the most amazing part.
Look, I think I would love to focus solely on the coding aspect of it. I would love to get help with the marketing, because that's such a hard part.
Yeah.
And I just want to focus on making the experience as good as possible.
So let's do like a regular day in Simon's life. Waking up, brushing your teeth and all that. Then you could connect to your computer,
Yeah.
put the screen within the glasses.
That is what I'm usually doing. So I put on the glasses, I pull up my computer,
Yeah.
and then what I usually start with, I open the app and I'm living in the main interface just for a little bit to get an overview of what are all the reminders that I have. And then I start to organize for whatever task I'm working on right now. So if I'm working, for example, on my daytime job, I'm still using the glasses because I'm arranging, let's say you have multiple departments that you're taking care of. There might be specific things that you want to just divide between those.
Yeah.
I would put them in different folders, and then I would put those folders just around my screen.
Yeah.
And then I have it like in a big overview, and it's almost like you can't miss anything anymore because it's always in your face. So even when I'm getting up from my computer, I'm getting a coffee, I'm sitting back down, I just do this, look around for a second, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I know what to do next.
It's almost like smart post-it.
That's what it kind of is. Yeah, it's like little post-it notes that don't clutter your space.
Yeah.
You can just put it there, and then when I'm done with work, I'm closing it all again. I don't need it again. It's all gone.
Space.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And when you're working on a project, you want to have all those post-it notes, but then after that, you want to relax. You put it off. It's all gone. Like nothing's there anymore. And I think that there's some beauty in this blend between the digital and the physical space, where it's not only about putting more into your physical space, but also sometimes having less in your physical space, because you can replace a lot of the things that we're using right now with a pair of these.
True.
It's not only
that you're only using while using the computer.
Exactly.
The rest of the time is not used, but
you don't need it. Yeah, exactly. And even things like your TV, you wouldn't need if you have those glasses. Like for certain cases, you still want to have a TV. If you have your family over, you want to be able to have a shared experience.
Yeah.
But let's say you're living in a bachelor apartment on your own. You're not going to need a TV if you have those.
Yeah.
You might not even need a screen for your computer. Like,
I say that they're gonna raise the price of the small apartment now, because they're gonna say they're gonna provide your headset.
I would be happy with that if they provide me with a headset like this.
That could be kind of a good deal.
That could be a good deal.
Because you switch the environment and you suddenly in the giant space, your brain doesn't.
Look, yeah, if you wanna scroll the little wheel on the open the home menu again. So if you look at your face like this, you press it, and then you have the little tab bar right next to all the
left environment.
Yeah, and then there's environments, and then you can change the environments.
And that would be BORA.
For example, is one of my favorites. Yeah, good choice.
So you're in BORA with me.
Exactly.
I hope you enjoy it. Yeah,
it is also so fascinating how good it is at recognizing where your ground floor is.
Yeah.
And that matches perfectly with the Bora sand ground that you have right now. It's something you notice after using it a while. It changes the audio experience that you're hearing. So when you're in Bora, for example, the sound is gonna be different than on the moon or
Oh yeah.
here. Like if they do something where they scan your environment
Yeah.
and then they adjust the sound to make spatial sense
Wow.
in that wherever you are.
I have a mix of a lake and Montreal
Exactly. Yeah,
city.
you can.
Kind of a good mix actually matches. Could be a good matte painting.
You can control how much you want to see of the space. Like you can have it only a little window in front of you
Yeah.
that is a BORA environment, or it's the whole thing.
So what is the experience for you? What did you change in terms of usage?
So at the beginning, I had way more buttons. That was something. I had way more buttons, and from the first user testing that I got it, the main feedback was I have no idea what all these buttons do, which is very fair because I developed the app. I know exactly what each of those buttons do.
Yeah.
So for me, it was really about simplifying the interactions, making sure you still have all that complexity if you need it.
Yeah.
But it's not in your face, and also it just should be intuitive of how you're using the app.
Yeah.
So that's when I really leaned into the drag and drop gestures, because I think that's very intuitive. You use it in every other app. There's also like swiping gestures. If you look at the reminder and you like swipe it over, you can prioritize it and things like that, where for me it was really about simplifying the experience. I try to use some of the gestures that you might know from your phone
Yeah.
and bring it into the app, because there is still some just memory that you have from using your other devices.
Yeah.
And even if you can do more with this device, you should still be able to do the things that you've done before and do them the way you would expect them to work.
Yeah. Yeah. The only difference is to pinch instead of.
Exactly. That's the main difference. Yeah. You.
But it's pretty easy to switch from one to another. It's
Yeah. You build your interaction memory where all those gestures just become so natural to you after a while.
And did you have that how do you call that, residual effect while working a lot with it, that suddenly your environment is not reacting to your eyesight?
Yeah, God, I had one day I was waking up and I wanted to look at information. What I did, I flipped over my hand like this because I thought there's gonna be my menu here, and I was in my bed just doing this, and I was like, oh God, what is happening? And yeah, no, definitely.
Soon it's gonna be in your eyeball, but for now,
Look, maybe one day, we never know. Yeah. I can see a world where you wake up and instead of looking at your phone, you put on your glasses.
Yeah.
And I actually do think that it is it doesn't how do you say that? I think the phone can isolate you, where you look at your phone and you're so locked into that screen.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause you don't really perceive anything that is around you anymore. Like you're so locked in. And I think with glasses, you have an opportunity of going back to being more present in your space, while also having the benefit of augmenting it with all those beautiful things that you can do on your phone.
Yeah. It depends also. I guess mental health and mental fitness would be even more important.
Yeah.
Because then you would need to actually be a bit more disciplined the way you use all those tools, because they're going to be available. Doesn't mean you have to use it all the time. So that's, I guess, where our two worlds collide. I'm building up a platform to make sure people are being equipped to deal with all those new possibilities, but still being in control in their mind. Because as much as you can feel in control in the virtual space, if you lose your time with small detail that doesn't help with your life, because you can be, something ringed. Maybe I just clicked. You can be drawn into it because it's so fancy, so fun, so fun to use, basically. But it's still a reminder for you to achieve something in life, right?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
That's, I guess, where I'm advocating for the tool to be used in a good way rather than the tool being the focus. It's your
I completely agree. Like it should help you with accomplishing what you want to do.
Yeah.
It shouldn't distract you from that.
And it feels more natural than a phone, actually. Weirdly
Yeah.
enough, it's more in the flow.
Because that's how you interact with your space.
Yeah.
Your space isn't on a 2D screen. Like you look around. That's how you memorize things
Yeah.
as well. Like
Yeah.
you remember. Oh, I walked out of the door and then I see something and suddenly it reminds me of something that I'm like, oh yeah, wait, I wanted to do that one thing.
Yeah.
Or you're out in the street, you look at the building and you're like, oh, the last time I walked down here, I thought about this thing.
Yeah.
So that's how your mind works. Like your mind has a spatial memory where you link memories with places. And I think that this can help you with that because I don't really remember what I saw on my phone when I was walking. Like, there's no connection here.
It's completely unnatural. Why?
It is completely unnatural. Yeah, it isn't. I think how we're supposed to function. Like we're supposed to function in our world and not on a 2D screen.
In the space, and that's also what Giovanni and I are working on is spatial coaching, just specifically because of that, because it explains to you spatially when you need to go based on where you're coming from. And another example I had in mind is that really close to here, actually, in Rodeo office space, there for any project, for certain specific type of producer, it was not all. One of them, I remember, she was actually printing all the shotgun vignette of all the shots or sequence, and she was putting that on the wall.
Yeah.
And it was so clear when you were coming as an artist to her place, she was pointing out, so this is the shot you're working on, this is the surrounding shot, this is what you have to, make sure you are has continuity. So I was actually doing a picture, and every info was in shot grid, right? But I was preferring looking at that picture because it was more spatial, actually.
I agree. Yeah. No, I am the same way. It is much easier for me to visualize information when I have it just, I don't know, in the front of me. And there's some physicality to it where it makes more sense when you look at it that way.
Imagine reviews like this. I mean, there is definitely something up for the VFX world.
Yeah.
They first completely emerge into their work on screens, no matter. So that's already done, and then they are pretty. Let's say, if I'm thinking compositing with the nodes and all that, it's already pretty spatial because you know you're putting them somewhere. Well, some other don't do that, but it really depends on the profile, right? Because I was really about you make a backdrop here. That tool is this space is for that tool. The other were like only nodes, so it was pretty difficult for me to navigate those scripts. So I guess it's also people gonna use it really differently depending on their brain.
Absolutely. I would be surprised if in the short term there isn't a solution for the VFX industry where you can do at least reviews with this, because I do see that there's tremendous value for looking at your work through glasses like this, because it's the closest that you will get to the experience that someone would have in a theater.
Yeah.
So if you really want to review your work on a big screen and make sure that it looks the way that you expect it to look, I think this is the closest thing that will get you there.
And thinking future, people are gonna look into the movie directly into that.
There is an amazing short film that just came out from Apple that was made for the Vision Pro.
The submarine thing?
Exactly. You can look at it after. It's such an interesting short film. Like, I think there's a lot of potential for new ways of storytelling.
So what would you highlight as a difference regarding a regular movie?
So first of all, you have the ability to look around. You're immersed in it, so you have some there's content that you do not see if you don't move your head.
Got it.
So you really are able to look around in the scene, and then it feels more like you're at the scene, less than looking at a movie. So I think there's the opportunity of connecting more to the action that's going on.
Yeah, you mean like almost like behind the scene?
Almost like behind the scene, or just being there with them, like
Yeah.
looking at them. For example, there's one scene where they're sitting at a table just talking to each other, and you're a spectator.
Yeah.
And you really feel like you're there. You look at them, it feels like they're just in front of you.
And I guess it begs for interaction and immersion more, because I've been through the 3 days of Hub Montreal.
Yeah.
And you can really feel that there is the pioneers that now not anymore pioneers. They started that 10 years ago, maybe more. And now the new generation. And the pioneers, as I call them, they were pretty honest, saying, yeah, interactivity and, Gen Z wanted to be part of the experience. Not for us. We just want to present something, people to interact with it eventually. So that's it. And then you had another crowd. They were all about that. They were like, yeah, why doing an immersive experience if you cannot interact with it, if there is no takeaway for you personally, blah, blah, blah. So obviously it's, there is a difference between public experience and personal experience of the mindset. But you can see that where we go is, okay, we have those new tools. Now, what can we see? How can we interact? What can we, it's like which layer we can, or which door is open now that we didn't have before. And so, there was so much good ideas and initiative towards.
That's really interesting. Yeah, I think it opens a couple of new pathways of entertainment. Like you say, there are the experiences that you spectate. You're a spectator, and you take it all in. And then there are the experiences where you are part of the experience and you are interacting with the space around you. There's actually there's one experience made by ILM. In cooperation with Marvel. It's called the What If Vision Pro experience, something like that.
Okay.
And that is kind of a blend between a game and a movie, where you are a spectator, but then you also do have those hero moments where you are part of the action, and you become part of the immersive experience. So I think there's a spectrum of experiences that can be achieved with technology like that, from all the way to just being a spectator to games.
Yeah, 100%. I think I'm gonna go to Hub every year now.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, the technology is just gonna get better and better and better, and I think the next few years will be. I think the interesting thing is, right now, I believe that this platform, it is meeting the expectations that people had 10 years ago for VR and AR back then. And I do believe that with augmented reality, there's something similar going on right now, where people have a specific expectation of augmented reality that I think will only be achievable in something like 10 years. Bringing down this experience to a pair of glasses is going to be a long-term roadmap. It's going to happen eventually, but it's not going to happen next year. So I think that in 10 years, looking back, we're going to be like, okay, now this technology makes sense, a form factor like this. Right now, it's a very early adapter thing, and people who are really into the technology and just who want to kind of get the technology of tomorrow, have it today. That's what you get with these. Like you get the vision of what, or no pun intended again, but you get the technology that's gonna be so much smaller and better in the future, and you can experience it now.
It's like a really good preview of the everyday life.
So it's a little time machine where you step into it and you can experience how the future might evolve.
Do you think you're gonna switch from VFX to full-time vision?
Look, I think that the platform still needs to grow in order to make this something that you can do full-time. But look, eventually, you never know what life brings.
Well, I guess it makes sense for you to work on both sides.
I really like I really like where I am right now, where I can do both, and I am in between both of them. And I do think that this will come closer to visual effects in the future, and I think it's going to be an important part of what we're doing in our job.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're necessarily two worlds. I think that they're gonna merge because we are in the business of creating entertainment.
Exactly.
And this is the next platform of entertainment.
Yeah.
So we are naturally gonna evolve into creating content for it.
Yeah, I cannot agree more. I think that's also why I'm focusing on spatial coaching for VFX first, because VFX people, they're naturally accustomed to visuals. They understand visual language. They passionate about.
Yeah. And they're also they love technology.
Yeah.
They are technology early adapters usually. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So this perfect group of people to be linked to that platform moving forward, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I think this has to become a tool that we're using. I really believe that this will enable us to also become more efficient and produce better quality. Just in the way of being able to review things with those glasses. And I think there's so many opportunity and value propositions where, to me, it only makes sense to bring that into our industry.
Yeah.
And I think the companies that are going to be the first doing that, they're going to win. I think that they have a unique opportunity here to get their foot in the door early, and establish themselves as the provider for those kind of experiences.
Yeah, I will not surprise if at some point you have VFX company connecting with you to know more, to learn more about the usage, because they really working. I can see they working on spatial video.
Yeah.
Actually, that was a really dumb question for me to ask to Claude AI or ChatGPT. What's the difference between 3D video and spatial video? What I got is the main difference that actually spatial video knows where you're at. Compared to 3D, you're doing that, it doesn't change anything. But with spatial video, if you're doing that, actually the perspective shift based on the...
Yeah, I think they're fundamentally, they're very similar.
Yeah.
But it's true, you have some more wiggle room of moving your head. Also, when you capture the content with the Vision Pro, for example, it will capture the audio three-dimensional, so it feels more like you're back into the memory that you captured.
Yeah.
Where with 3D, it is still a similar experience to watching a 2D movie, just with a little more depth to it.
Yeah, true.
This is more of capturing a moment.
Yeah.
And that's also one area where I think there's an opportunity in the short term to have glasses that their only purpose would be to capture spatial video.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if you know them, but the Meta Ray-Bans, like they have smart glasses where you can capture videos with them. It's two-dimensional video, but really powerful. You can put on the glasses. They look like regular glasses, and you can capture images and video. And having a device that would be able to do that spatially, I think would be amazing. And then to view it in the Vision Pro, like have this experience at home and look at everything, but have smaller glasses that you can go out with and just capture. I think that would be very interesting. Yeah.
You never forget your phone anymore because anyway you have your glasses.
Yeah, it would just also reduce the barrier of capturing a moment, because there is some friction of bringing out your phone,
putting that in front of you.
Exactly, you don't want to do that. And let's say you have like a special moment. For example, with your kids, like you don't want to take out your phone, capture a moment, all of that. Yeah, exactly. If you have the glasses, you can just capture it right there.
Yeah.
And I heard stories of people with babies, and they want to capture like small little moments with their babies. But the moment they pull out their phone, the face of the baby changes. Like they're like don't recognize their parent anymore. They're like, what's going on here?
Yeah. What's the thing?
Yeah, they're like, what are you holding in my face? But you don't exactly
pointing out
exactly, but you don't have that with glasses. With glasses, you just look at them.
Yeah, true. Wow. Yeah, that's even better testing it, and it's really, as you said in the first interview, is R&D. kind of approach to it that you can use right away. It's fully workable. You can buy
Yeah.
it, right? What's the best way to buy the app?
The app?
Yeah.
The App Store. It's very simple. Yeah, you go to the App Store, you type in Spatial Reminders, and you're gonna find it. Yeah,
Through the glass, I guess.
you can do it through the glasses. That's the easiest way. You can also go to the website, go to spatialreminders.ca, and press the download button there. You can do that from a phone. It will pull up the App Store on your phone, and you can buy it for your Vision Pro there.
It's the marketplace. They're linked.
They are linked in a way where they have separate marketplaces for each of the platforms,
Okay.
but you can access the Vision Pro marketplace from your phone or from your computer or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, so there is a link between them.
Got it. Anything we missed to cover?
Look, I don't know. I'm happy you're able to try everything out. And I don't know. What are your thoughts on the experience itself, the glasses, the app, any kind of feedback?
Yeah. I mean, it's something I would use. Just like honestly looking at it, I have a desk with 27-inch monitors and a small one just for the feedback when I shoot videos with the camera. But and circling back to why we're using those tools, right? I'm waking up every day 5 a.m. doing my walk, having my audiobook, and every time I'm coming back home, I'm trying to take notes of what I was basically listening. And I can definitely see having a whole space, especially for the current project, because I'm building up the database for a spatial coaching app. It has, I'm using Miro, which is a 2D, and it's spatial. I have, I'm already actually working specially. I cannot work so much with text and document. The text and document, they are all linked together through a spatial menu. I have my bubbles, so having, for me, it would be natural to just use a tool like this. Having those, because actually the detail is becoming also the menu. I'm not sure if that's clear, but right now I need a menu which is spatial for my brain. And then to dive in, I need to open a Google Doc, and then only then there is the detail of, it's almost like you're zooming in. But by zooming in to have more detail, I need to open a doc. So it's pretty clunky because you emulate a spatial environment in order to open a regular document. But if that would be directly there, like having the reminder, clicking on the reminder, and then having right away the data here and closing it, and that would be actually an extension of what I'm doing already.
Yeah.
So it would feel really natural. And yeah, my wife would be happy not to have those big screens.
Cluttering your environment. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can have a pretty sleek, clean desk. Yeah.
Yeah, and because that's the same thing for not directly related, but the choice of the apartment we are in right now was because of the office space at home. So maybe next apartment would be a bit different in terms of configuration if somehow
You can use that room for have a second living room or
Yeah.
yeah.
Or I just saw, I'm a big fan of Harvard Business Review article, and they were showing how people are working from home. They were starting to use a really awkward space first, when it was COVID, because they were not prepared. But now they actually 3 space.
Yeah.
They work in I don't know, their mini library in the kitchen. They have so they can prepare at the same time. When it's a meeting, they just need to listen to it. And so it's like becoming a bit more, you're not like, this is your spot.
Yeah.
Don't move. It's going to be 8 hours. See you
You can
tonight.
move around, yeah, and you
Yeah.
can change your environment. You can work in Bora Bora, for example.
Yeah. On the flight. Well, maybe not with the connectivity,
But you can bring them with you. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
bring them with you, and you can work on some stuff there. Yeah, absolutely. I had them with me in a cafe, and at the beginning you're a little self-conscious because you're sitting there with your glasses on.
yeah.
You're maybe you're a little afraid that people are going to look at you and you're going to look like an idiot. But what I found is that no one actually cares.
Yeah.
And so
it also looked like ski goggles.
it looks like ski goggles. Yeah.
So it's not like you have something like they're super bulky.
The huge ones, yeah. Yeah, and going there, you're still able to bring your whole setup with you. Like you have a big screen in front of you, and with the next update, there's going to be a ultra wide screen, so you would have 2 4K monitors of your Mac with you.
Oh yeah.
So there is so much potential of a portable workspace with this. And for example, you came to Montreal, you don't have your full setup with you. You could bring your glasses and bring your setup with you that way.
Yeah, 100%. Because right now I only have my laptop, but the power of my Mac Mini, for example.
Yeah.
So yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll do a catch up in a few months.
Exactly.
To see what was the advancement of it.
Exactly. Yeah. No, we're gonna talk about all the updates.
Yeah. Well, this was a really good catch up. I learned a lot, and just being there. Also, I know we're talking about a virtual device.
Yeah.
But this device actually provoked the fact that we see each other for real.
That's it. Yeah.
And all those really amazing people in Montreal. This is really special, Montreal. I think you're really in the right geographical space because people are just really have an appetite for it. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're in the right spot at the right time, doing the right thing, I guess.
All right. Thank you so much, Julian. Thank you for having me. That was such a pleasure. Thank you.
Virtual
All right.
handshake.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.